Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're on the 2001 Honda Shadow Sabre 1100 and I'm getting started on the front end. If you've seen my last video, you saw that I had some of the shake in the handlebars and that's really bad. So I want to tackle that first thing. I ordered up some tires because I know these tires need replaced. I'm going to talk about that in a second. The only thing I've got started on so far is I removed the wheel and I changed the front tire. Now, I know I've done enough of these tire change and balance videos that you guys are probably getting sick of it, so I thought I don't want to waste your time with it. I went ahead and mounted the new tire on there and balanced it. Didn't take any weights. It was perfect. And I got these tires from Dennis Kirk, and I just want to give a big shout out to Dennis Kirk. They did me well. I ordered them like maybe 3 days ago. I think they shipped them out the same day. Only took a couple days to get here, 2 or 3 days, something like that. And I got a good set of tires. The date code on this, I'll show you it in a minute, is the 17th week of 2025. So really good. And I got a good price on them as well. I'm not sponsored by Dennis Kirk, by the way. I just wanted to share that with you because I think the price was really good. The shipping was really fast, and I think they got me a good solid tire. So I want to talk first about the old tire that I removed before I get started on tearing this all apart. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to show you the date code, and I'm going to show you the inspection that was done on this bike, the sticker, and I just don't believe it. But anyway, I'm going to show you the date code. Okay, there's the date code. 19th week of 2004. A 21-year-old tire. Oh my gosh, I have never seen it. As many bikes that I've worked on, never seen a tire that old. It does have weather checking on the sidewall of the tire. This tire should have been replaced a long time ago. In my opinion, it's a dangerous tire to be on the bike. Now let me show you the inspection sticker. Okay, here's the inspection sticker. It was inspected on May of 2025. Oh my goodness, that technician who inspected this bike should be ashamed of himself. Those tires should have been replaced and shouldn't have passed inspection. At least that's my opinion on the inspection. I don't really know what their qualifications are, but man, oh man, I think those tires are dangerous to be on the bike. I'm going to go ahead and take this brake caliper off. Well, my battery's dead. Take this clamp off because I'm going to be taking this triple tree out. Get it out of the way. I'll put this screw back in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and loosen these pinch bolts. Get those nice and loose, and then I'm going to take a 22 millimeter and I'm going to loosen these caps on the forks because I'm going to be draining the fork oil. Alright, that ought to be enough. I don't want to make it too loose yet. I took these brackets off that were on here for the windshield as well. Alright, that ought to be good enough. I should be able to get that loose whenever I get the forks out of it. Alright, now I'm going to take the turn signal bar off and the headlight. One thing I wanted to mention is when I washed the bike the other day, I found out that this is broke off. It's got a tab. It's got a screw underneath here with a little piece of plastic that's attached to this. And that holds that in there. Well, that's broke off. So I ordered another original Honda turn signal cover. And I think it's supposed to be here today. I'll just leave it off. Alright. Now, I don't know if I can get to that with this. Yeah, I can. And there's one on the other side. And it looks like they have little bushings on it. And what those do is it prevents you from crushing the housing. It'll hit that and bottom out and prevent it from crushing it. Alright, so let's take this off. Unplug the headlight bulb. Take that out of the way. Alright, so we'll take the turn signal indicators out. Sometimes you gotta be careful with these because they have a tendency to pull out, but that did good. Wonder why that's got a green wire. That's kind of odd. I gotta remember that. Matter of fact, I'm going to tape this up so I can get these correct. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of black tape around this one, like that. And a piece of black tape around this one. That way I know that this one goes into that one. No biggie. Alright, then get the two grounds. And then we'll get the other ones here. Okay, that's got a white stripe. And that one looks solid. So white stripe, that should be easy enough. Okay, let's pull these wires out. I will take this and put it to the side. It's got bushings in the back of that. I don't want to lose those. Give me a good chance to clean this up real well. Alright, so now we're left with 3 bolts, looks like. Hopefully I can get to that. There's 1, 2, there's all 3 of them. Alright, I'm just gonna pull these wires out. You know, most of the time inside of the headlight, you have so many wires stuffed in there, you barely have room to put the headlight in it. I like this. It's got plenty of room. It's a nice big headlight with a lot of room in it. That's awesome. Okay. Didn't see that little holder there. So got these 2 bolts at the bottom in here and one in the back with a wire holder. Now I'm going to take these things off. I don't know. I think that the fork has to come out before you can get these out. I'm not real sure, but I could probably leave these in actually and just slide the forks out, but I want to take them out because I want to try to do something with this one that's bent. If I can't, I'm going to see if I can replace it. Okay. Alright, the last pinch bolt that's holding it is this one right here. We'll loosen this and then the fork should slide out. Well, it should have. Let me get a dead blow hammer on it. Being a little bit stubborn. Woo! Whew, that wasn't too easy. Wow. Now those will come out. Oh, it has a rubber sleeve inside of here. I guess it holds this and keeps it from rattling. It's on both of these, so I guess that's what's battling. That's what I'm battling with it. Alright. Boy, it's a little thicker than I thought. I don't know how easy that's going to be. Get that dent out. We'll see. We'll set this aside. Okay, I'll loosen this one. Probably need to get something up here and drive it, something soft, and drive it through. Probably be the easiest. Grab a hammer handle. Alright. Wasn't too awful bad. Doesn't really look like the seals are leaking, which is a very good thing. We'll take these out and then we'll get started on the triple tree clamp. Alright. Take all these things out of here. Uh-oh. It's a rubber bushing. Whoop, that came off the other side. Alright, I'm just gonna hang this down here carefully. Alright, next I'm going to take the handlebars risers off. And I think before I do that, I'm going to cover this up so I don't drop anything on it. Golly, that one's a lot tighter than the other one. Well, them are some long bolts. I guess that's good to prevent it from vibrating and falling off. Okay, let's see if I could manipulate this out a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try to put these up here. A couple big washers on the top. And I'll get these cables kind of out of my way a little bit. Alright. So now I'll just pull these through. Headlight plug. Turn signal wires and all these other stuff. Okay, looks like these wires are going to the lights on the top triple tree, so I'm going to have to disconnect this one. Okay, so that'll come with the top triple. Alright, now with a big 30mm, we're going to take this top nut off. And this should just come right off. And it did. We're going to remove this bracket out of there. And that has a washer on it as well. Okay, now we're getting down to the nuts and bolts. Okay, it's got a lock on it, lock washer. So you gotta find the two tabs and spread them open. There's one 180 degrees opposite of that one. It's got two of them. And then once you get those bent over, this should come off by hand. And then this lock should come off like that. See, these tabs just fold over inside of there to lock that nut so it doesn't come off. And then it's got locking ones that go on this bottom nut as well. Then you could just take you a spanner wrench of some sort, and then we'll loosen this up. That wasn't really tight. It's probably really all that was wrong with it is probably loose, but we'll find out. If it needs bearings, I'm going to order new bearings. If it's just needs cleaned up and put back in, re-greased, I'll do that. Whatever it needs, that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, this has got the stock bearings in it, so we're going to change these. I'll show you. Here's the lock nut. Underneath the lock nut is a sealing washer to keep the grease in. Then you got the bearing race, the inner bearing race. And then you got the original bearings that come on the bike. Now they make different bearings, needle style bearings. I guess it's called needle style. Roller style bearings, I guess. And those are better than these, so we'll be changing this out. Then you just pull it out from the bottom. Same thing on the bottom. The bearings actually don't look that awful bad, but it may have some play in it, so we'll just go ahead and replace it. Alright, I had some of my parts come in, and I'm ready to start reassembling everything, so I'm going to start by putting the handlebars back on. Get this part assembled so I can get my forks reinstalled. Okay, it's tight. And that's tight. We have to put these guards on first. I put a little bit of grease inside of there. There's some rubber top and bottom. And the way this goes together is this tapered section goes up and this other section goes down, and then you line the two up for the bolts to go through. Put it together, then we'll slide it on. There we go. And then we'll line the holes up. That'll make it a lot easier. But the reason I put grease on the inside of these rubbers is I had such a hard time getting these shocks out. That rubber was really stiff, and I had to beat them out through that rubber. I don't want to go through that again, so I kind of lubricated them up. It's going to make it a lot easier, hopefully, this time around. Do the same for the other side. We'll line them up. Make sure the O-ring's in the top. Here's the O-ring. It sets in there on the top. And we'll shove it in until the holes line up for the bolts. You know, I tightened this up on the other side. I think I'm going to loosen it up until I get this fork leg in here, because I don't know if these things move. They may have to move ever so slightly in order for it to fit in there. I don't really know, since this is my first time putting this in. So now we're ready to put the right side shock in. It's got the brake caliper bolts on it, so it shouldn't be too difficult to figure out which one's which. Whoop. It's like it's catching the O-ring the wrong way. You have to get a screwdriver in there and push that O-ring back down in there. There we go. Now it should come up. There we go. Okay, so now, how high do we want it? We're going to make it the same on both sides. So let me measure. Right there's 8 millimeter exactly. I'm going to leave that stick up about 8 millimeter. And then I'm going to tighten the clamp down on this side to hold it in place so it doesn't move. And then we'll have to tighten this cap because I didn't get it all the way tight yet. And then we'll have to tighten this top pinch bolt right here. Alright, so now this has to be torqued. This fork cap has to be torqued to 17 foot-pounds, which isn't a bunch. There we go, it's already at 17. Now we'll go ahead and put this other fork leg in. It's pushing the O-ring out again. Gotta shove it back in there. All right. Shove this one through. And I'll measure it. I'll try to get it about exactly the same as the other one. Now before I torque it all the way down, we'll make sure it didn't move. Now we'll torque this cap on this fork leg. Very good. Okay. Making progress. Feels really good too. Okay, so I'll take that off. I'll go ahead and tighten this down. That ought to hold it nice and tight. Now that I got my forks in here properly, I'm going to go ahead and tighten these guards down. Okay, now my guards are all tightened down. Oh no! I think that this cable is supposed to go on the inside of the fork. Now, I'm not taking the fork leg back out to do that, so I'll just take this out, run it through here. I think this is the way it's supposed to go. It just didn't look right there on the outside. And this, I don't know, I think it's supposed to go on the inside too, so we'll unplug that. We'll unplug this. Move it, and I'm going to put it back through here. Okay. I think that all looks correct. All right. Got one tight. Two. There's 3 bolts in there that holds this headlight in. Okay. Then we'll just take and plug our green plug back together. Okay, so then all that leaves us with is the headlight and the turn signals. Okay, so for the turn signals, they go up here. And it looks like these wires go through this grommet. Hope they all fit. I guess they all had to come out of it. Okay. Now I have to change this bulb, or this cover. Mine has a broken tab on it. So I got a factory Honda part, and there's the number if you need to get one. I don't know if it's got the metal. No, it doesn't. So I'll have to take this one off. And I'll have to transfer this metal piece onto here. I have to squish it down just a little bit to make it stay. Okay. And then it's got a little notch and a hook that it sits into. Perfect. Little sticker here says made in Japan. Made in Japan. Factory original. I like it. Things are starting to shape up. Okay, well, before we put the headlight in, we need to connect all of our wires. And this one with the black tape, blue, and the other wires kind of, I guess it's a blue with a white stripe, but it almost looks green or some odd color. Then we'll take our other blue and we'll put the blue to the blue. Snaps in real nice. All right, then we'll take the orange with the white stripe and the orange with the white stripe. Match those two up. And then the solid orange to the solid orange. And then we got two greens for ground. One. And there's two. I just love having that big bucket to have all this room for the wires. That's really nice. And there's a little holder back here in the back. I'll push these wires up into. Kind of keep them out of the way a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to put the headlight. I'll mount it in there. Wire on. Just have to line the holes up. And then there's a bushing on that bolt as well. All right, so those are tight. We'll tighten these up. I'll come back and retorque these. But for now, I'm just going to get them tight. Okay, before I go to put the wheel on, I'm going to torque this nut right here. Now this nut right here gets torqued to a pretty good torque. This is 76 foot-pounds on the steering stem fork up at the top. Okay, there's 70. 76. And if you're wondering on the size on this socket, it's a 30 millimeter. There it goes. Nice and tight. Steering feels awesome. Feels awesome. All right, I've got my stuff ready. I'm just going to lightly coat my axle with grease. That's mainly to stop it from rusting. Makes it easier to get in and out the next time. This part here has to slide in and out too, so you want some grease on this part. Don't forget the bushing. And the bushing goes on the opposite side as the brake. Okay, then we're going to put a little bit of grease inside of here where our drive for our speedometer housing goes. We'll put a little bit in here too. Make it a little bit easier for it to spin. Okay. I will roll the tire in. And we've got to try to align everything up. When that goes all the way in flush, it's incorrect. It's in the right way. So then once you get that pushed in, you can go ahead and shove your axle in. There we go. Wheels all the way in. And now I'm going to put a little bit of thread locker on this bolt. I know it's got the pinch bolts on here to help hold it on, but I just always feel safer having a little thread locker on there. All right, I got the 43 foot-pound set. Good enough. And then these pinch bolts are 16 foot-pounds. I'll come back and retorque all these pinch bolts, these on the fork legs and everything. For right now, I'm just going to tighten them down. Okay. Okay, I've got some blue Loctite on the bolts. Some blue thread locker. I have to go through and tighten these up before I proceed. Okay. Tighten these up. come back and retorque them. Now we'll put the fender in. It's got a bracket on the inside of the fender, so you gotta be careful not to let that fall out. So you got quite a few things to line up, really. The other side, we got another bracket we got to try to line up with this bracket. So I'll put this side on first since it's the easy side. All right, there's this bracket for this cable. This has got to go through as well as the other bracket. So we've got to line a couple of things up here. You got to go through an inner bracket, the fender itself, and then this other bracket. I think we got it. Got that one anyway. Well, I'm going to pump up the brakes. I'm going to roll the wheel, pump the brakes up. I've got new pads on there, like I said. Okay, that feels good. Boy, I think this is going to be so much nicer. The steering feels nice and free, but it feels a little bit tighter than what it was. We'll see how it does. But if you notice that it looked a little bit better, this is what it looked like before with the big creases in it. And I found this one on eBay, really good shape. And I found a pair of them. There's two, one for this side, one for the other side. $25 free shipping. Wow. And the shipper is in Oregon, and he made it here in Illinois, I think 3 days from the time I bought it. Crazy. I was so pleased with that. I thought I was going to have to wait a week to get this in. So I think this is going to take care of my problem. I've got new bearings in the steering stem. I've got the forks topped off. Everything's on, adjusted, and tight. So brand new tire. I think the tire was a big part of it. I think we'll be good now, but I don't want to take it for a ride yet. I want to take the rear tire off and check the bearings in that, and put new pads on it and put a new tire on it. Then I'll be ready to take it for a ride. So you probably watched the steering stem bearings before this one. I'll put this one out, and then I'll do a rear, and then I'll go for another ride, and I'll let you see what it does. All right, I appreciate you all coming along and sticking with me. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave me a comment. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching.